And joining me now to discuss is Andrea Picciotti-Bayer, director of the Conscious Project and host of the Religious Freedom Matters podcast. Andrea, great to be with you on set.
Oh, Tracy, thanks for having me on. I love being here.
We love having you. First off, I want to get your thoughts on this. I mean, this is something, this case in particular, you've been following very closely.
I have, and Tracy, I think it's yet another example of this Supreme Court vindicating religious freedom. It's really been kind of a stable presence at the court to understand the importance of our First Amendment and these important protections of both religious freedom and the role of the government in and allowing parents to be able to choose the school that best fits for their children.
Yeah, and how significant is this?
You know, I think it's very significant for two reasons. One, it's significant for parents in Maine. This is an important program that offers education to families where there isn't a public high school. And so it allows these parents to be able to choose a school that fits for them. But it's also important for the greater school choice movement that's spreading across the country and reminding lawmakers that not only do we need to pursue more school choice, but there needs to be fairness in these programs, and religious schools can't be treated as second class or discriminated against.
Yeah, one thing I want to bring up too, we heard from Eric that Chief Justice Roberts wrote in part that there is nothing neutral in Maine's program. I want to talk a little bit more about that. And he also mentioned there was discrimination against religion in this.
Absolutely. Well, it's very interesting. This past academic year in Maine, of the 15 schools that were excluded from the program for being sectarian, 10 were Catholic. So 15 of our schools that parents wanted to choose to send their children to were excluded from this voucher program. So that is a very significant one, and Catholic schools were bearing the brunt of that discrimination. But it also is important that when the government chooses a program, it needs to be fair. And this fairness rule is one, again, that the Supreme Court, especially in recent years, has been saying over and over and over again. There's no establishment clause problem when you're treating religion fairly along with other interests.
Yeah, I want to talk about the dissenters. What did they have to say? There was 3.
Well, it seems like it's a broken record when it comes to the dissenting voices, and it's really a misunderstanding, one that's kind of stuck in the 1970s, a shag carpet understanding of the Establishment Clause and this idea that you need to build a wall of separation between the church and the state. And that's really not consistent with our understanding of what the founders wanted. They wanted a pluralistic society. It's part of our American tradition. And this decision again says that you can't discriminate against religion in the name of the Establishment Clause, but instead the Constitution demands fairness.
Andrea, running out of time, but quickly, any final thoughts?
You know, I would really encourage people across the country, if you're interested, go to your lawmakers, encourage greater school choice, and really encourage these religious freedom protections. These cases shouldn't be coming to our Supreme Court. We really should be opening up the doors for greater education opportunities.
Absolutely. We're going to leave it right there. Thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tracy.